council that's here in attendance. We have Councilman Scott Olson, Councilman Overland, Councilwoman Poe, Councilman Chris Julick, Councilman Shields, and Councilwoman Wynock. Thank you for your attendance today. This has really been quite a community partnership of local government along with the private sector and of course some help from the state and federal government. We've been waiting a long time for the Corps of Engineers to release the money to build flood protection in Cedar Rapids. As a matter of fact, it'll be 10 years. Next summer will be the anniversary of the flood. And although we've been waiting for the federal government money, we haven't been standing still as it relates to flood mitigation and flood protection. Some people, when they think of flood protection, they think of just walls and levees, but we've been doing more than that in our community. We raised our collector wells on all of our collector well systems along the river. And one of the reasons last September, when we were fighting the river, there was no mention about any concern about our water system because we had already taken care of that. We built a separate flood wall around the wastewater treatment facility. And why last September, as we were fighting the second highest crest, you didn't hear any concerns about the treatment center because we had already protected that. We've moved a lot of homes and a lot of businesses out of harm's way. All the new construction has been required to be flood-proofed. But having said that, we still never lost our vision of having permanent flood protection in the community. Last September proved that we can build temporary flood protection system. We spent 4 days, and it was a great effort by the people of this community to save our city. But we're not always going to have a 4-day lead time, and we're not always going to have good weather to construct the temporary system. And why we have to continue year after year to build permanent flood protection. I know that's been a priority of my time as mayor and the council, and I know it will be continued to be a priority of Mayor Hart and the council of Cedar Rapids. This levee here will now protect the lowest level in Cedar Rapids. People sometimes wonder why one particular portion of the community is being protected first or second. This NewBo area was protected first because it's the lowest lying area. And next year, when the Sinclair or the Czech Village levee gets done, that's the second lowest lying area. And this is all done strategically to make sure that each piece of flood protection that is built protects the community. And so I'm grateful, as one of the last official events that I have to do, Mr. Pomerantz, is to be part of this celebration today. And I know that you will continue to carry on the effort to construct and build permanent flood protection in the city of Cedar Rapids. So please welcome our city manager, Jeff Pomerantz.
Thank you, Mayor. I know Councilman Olson said to me before I got up to the stage that make it short, Mr. City Manager. So but there is a lot of information, so I'll go as quickly as I can. But I do want to share some important facts and information with all of you, because this is, as the mayor said, a very important day in Cedar Rapids history. First of all, I want to thank the Iowa Economic Development Authority. Their funding was critical for this project. And just as important as the funding, the Iowa Economic Development Authority they've been great supporters of flood recovery in Cedar Rapids, and been great to work with, so thank you. The project cost $15 million, $12.5 million of which was provided from a community development block grant through the Iowa Economic Development Authority. And those block grant dollars originally come from the federal government, so we need to acknowledge our federal partners as well. Many individuals have contributed to the successful construction of this project, from the design engineers, to the individuals moving dirt and construction. The Sinclair Levee marks the first permanent construction since we adopted the long-range plan in 2015, and we're proud to be marking this milestone today. That plan was very important to us. It was a culmination of a number of years of work, a lot of effort by a lot of individuals, but everything starts with a plan. This just doesn't happen automatically. In order to get the funding, we needed the plan, and this is of course just the beginning of the plan. The levee is just under a half-mile long and ranges from 13 feet to 23 feet high. It can immediately protect a 20-foot river crest, providing significant protection for, as the mayor said, this low-lying district. As the levee is extended on either end, full protection to a 31-foot river crest will eventually be achieved. So this is just the beginning. As the levee, again, continues, this is just one of the many projects in order to protect our city that will be constructed over the coming years. You can see the levee also includes a 12-foot wide concrete bike and pedestrian trail, providing a significant amenity to the neighborhood and to the community. A number of us were at the Trees Forever conference yesterday, and one of the things we talked about was really utilizing infrastructure to benefit the community. So while we certainly hope that this levee will only be used on very few occasions, on the other hand, it will be used all the time by the citizens of Cedar Rapids, who will enjoy the trail on top of the levee. While the levee protects from river flooding, the pump station, which you see, and detention basin pair up to protect from flooding due to rainfall behind the levee. The 4.4 acre detention basin stores rainwater until it can be safely pumped back into the river. Today, the pump station can pump out 2,500 gallons of water per minute and is expandable to 5,000 gallons per minute. So you see again, the area in front of us will allow water to gather and to drain through the soil rather than ending up on our streets and potentially in our very precious and important businesses in the NewBo area. This is another area that was discussed yesterday at the Trees Forever conference, is really utilizing natural areas to allow groundwater to seep in to the ground rather than ending up on pavement. Because we close gates on our underground storm sewer pipes when the river rises, the two measures are critical to protecting from neighborhood flooding. Routine maintenance on the pump station and neighboring pump station at Lot 44 is $24,000 a year. So, an improvement like this, while just the beginning, is not a free improvement either to the community. There's a cost to protection that comes at an annual rate as well. And you look at all the different areas that come together from an engineering perspective, and whether it's, again, the natural earth area in front of us, the sodded area, or the levee itself, or the pump stations, this is truly an engineering feat, and there are a lot of unique characteristics that our design engineers and our city staff put into this facility to make it usable and meet the needs of the community. I want to thank the mayor and our city council for their leadership and advocacy for flood protection. Flood protection, flood control is something that we talk about at the city of Cedar Rapids just about every day, and it's certainly on our minds every day as city employees and as the mayor and council members. It's extremely important for today and for the future of our community. We're very committed, and we're simply continuing the effort without giving up and just allowing nature to take its course. We're very proud of the work that was done in 2016. We want to make sure that in the future our community remains protected, and this system that we're beginning here today is crucial to that system. Also want to acknowledge the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for for their technical assistance on this project. The Corps has been a partner with us from the very beginning, and we appreciate that partnership. I want to thank our Public Works Department for their administration and expertise in this area. In particular, I want to thank our Public Works Director, Jen Winter, Rob Davis, our Flood Control System Program Manager. Rob is an individual that is dedicated to this entire project every single day, and so we did something unique. We wanted to make sure at the city staff level that flood control and protection was top of mind, as I said. And so Rob serves as the full-time manager of the flood control system, and he's thinking about these issues and how to get this system complete every single day, and I appreciate his work. As has been said many, many times, we're very, very proud of our Public Works Department, of all of our city employees, and they're working hard every day to support our community. And once again, congratulations to our staff, to our mayor, to our city council for this beginning, and we look forward to many of these kinds of ceremonies in the future. The mayor mentioned the Czech Village project, but I'd also say at the last city council meeting of the year, 2017, the city council will also be authorizing bids for the Quaker Oats wall that will be also under construction starting in the spring. And so another important project as we look at small businesses, as we look at residences and our large businesses. Again, our goal is to protect our entire community. With that, I'm pleased to bring back Jen Winter, our Director of Public Works.
Thank you to our mayor and city manager. Thanks again to all of you for coming out today. We do have informational material on the table if you're interested in information about the system, about our partners in this project. Please feel free to grab that information. I would now like to invite the city council, the mayor, and the city manager for a photo, and following that photo, I'd invite all of our partners in this project to come up and help us with the ribbon cutting. Thank you.